Well, 3 weeks later, she calls you back.
Yes.
Same situation?
Same situation.
Okay. Now, is Diddy like masturbating in the corner or?
That's all he did. He would sit in the corner in the darkest part of the room he could with baby oil and a drink and masturbate.
Okay. But you're already used to this in a certain way.
In a certain way, I'm used to someone being in the room. And I've never had a problem being around people like with least clothes because I've always had a pretty good body. So beaches, everything like that, you get a lot of attention if you have a great body. So I've never had a problem being shirtless around people.
Okay. And this is what I've heard from all the other escorts. Diddy had a thing about eye contact, talking. You're supposed to pretend like he's not even there.
Yeah. Like how you're supposed to do that, I don't know. But he definitely had you weren't supposed to look at him. You were supposed to pretend like he wasn't there. You couldn't talk to him directly. You had to talk through Cassie, which wasn't a problem because he acted so weird. Any normal heterosexual man doesn't really want to talk to a guy in a situation like that who's secretly masturbating in the corner because you're thinking to yourself, like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? So you don't really want to deal with him anyway. So it works.
Well, for 2 years, you had no idea that this was Diddy or Cassie?
No idea. I thought Diddy was a pimp, but I thought he was a higher standard of pimp who knew how to have his girls model and do things like this because he was intelligent. I could tell the guy was intelligent, but I never thought it was Diddy. Never in a million years would I have thought it was Sean Combs who was sitting in the corner whacking off.
That's because he had a disguise every time?
Every time he would wear it wouldn't matter how hot the room was because we would have tea candles in there. Some of these penthouses would have fireplaces like the Gramercy Park Inn. They have a lot of fireplaces, and it would be hot in here. This guy he'd take the baseball cap off sometimes, but you know, if you're in a room with a woman and you're having sex, you're not staring at the guy. So even when he'd take the baseball cap off, he left the shirt on his face, so I'm not staring at him like, yes, now I can see part of his head. I can make out who he is. I really didn't care.
Well, at one point, and this was covered in the Daniel Phillip interview, which you are a part of as well, they wanted you to have a competition.
Oh, yeah.
And you walked in, and Cassie and Diddy are there, and Cassie is having sex with who you find out later was Daniel Phillip.
Correct.
And you guys had a marathon competition, which you ultimately won at the end.
I did.
Meaning what exactly?
Meaning that Daniel ran out of gas and Clayton did. Because I was determined, you know, like I was an ex-con, something like that where when you come out, because my thing was drugs. But when you don't want to sell drugs anymore and you can go from selling rock, I guess, to cock, and they're paying you $9,000 to sleep with a beautiful woman, you're not doing anything, 6 on average, 5 on average. But I had some $14,000 payments. I definitely had a few 9s. Never got paid less than 5 except for one time. I think Diddy might have gave me $1,500 when he drugged me. But it was a great gig for an ex-con trying to get his life together. For once a month, you're guaranteed to get $5,000 just to bust this girl apart. And you enjoy doing it, no one's going to say no to that.
Are you still using condoms for the first 2 years?
Yes. I may have had unprotected. I can't recall because, you know, it was like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But I want to be fair and say that she and I didn't have unprotected sex for a year and a half at least.